want me to mention the club surcharges? No, she's doing the snacks. He's doing the RV. I only need a rental office.
But the registration fees.
Oh, man.
See, why can't we have chairs like this in the library?
You can. Bring a weed.
You're going to owe me a chair next.
What happened?
This rental for
The registration fees, is that including the flippers?
No.
No.
That's only the rentals. The registration fees is only including the new buyers. We don't have the flippers on that page.
Yeah.
And then the other rental registration fees are for the rent the room, rent the house. You got to pay the $200. It's going to $300.
Right, that I have. I'm not doing the club surcharges or nothing. That's all you. And over here. Wait a minute. Water line. Who else is doing
Moment of silence?
No, you forgot to put, oh, there is, sorry.
gave us-
I forgot. I saw it, forget it.
Who's doing the other?
Nobody, just Carol. They were two. Right there. Sorry. No, she wanted to know who's doing the other, she's got a mic. She wanted to know who's doing the other two mics, just Carol.
Only just Carol. Just Carol.
Only just Carol, that's her name now.
Nope.
Oh, the other ones keep on
I know.
popping in. How many what? How many for a quorum? 100. You can announce, well, I'm going to announce everything anyway. I don't need a quorum to announce these. I just need to read them. Right. Well, it would be better, but we're not required to have it for the readings. Right. We're not going to vote on it. Right. There's no voting. Twice. You got to read it twice. He already read it once.
Huh? The fences off. He's going to do that. I'm reading it. This will be the second time. You have to read this 2 times. We have a whole bunch of stuff.
We got too much shit.
This may sound strange, but
We
I
only have
have
100
escorted
people.
people without if necessary.
Okay.
We have 23 on that side.
Hope not.
No, we have more.
Hope not.
Everybody's moving from that side to this side. And I can't cut this side because people standing in my way. I haven't started the middle. No. 5:59.
What's that, my dear?
5:59. Wow.
I told Nancy.
But Rusty's gonna run. Well, why'd you change your mind again? You
Your daughter.
My daughter just gave me my schedule for October, December, and I'm babysitting every Wednesday. Wednesdays and Thursdays, which means I have to now work Friday and Saturday those weeks.
Out.
And I told you, my club meetups are going to keep me very
Yeah,
entertained.
I know.
Go on. Listen, I'll
You being Indian, I know. You're better Indian than
the snacks if you let me.
honey. Whatever you want to do, Michael will let you.
I mean, I'll still do fundraisers. Doesn't bother me.
You'll be an honorary director.
There you go.
Crazy.
We're gonna make Fran an honorary
Yep.
director because she's not running.
My father's friend owned it.
She's not running now?
She's not running. She's worse than I am. Okay, 6 o'clock.
Oh, you got your phone. You ready?
That's gonna
It's on.
bang it
Right?
out.
There you go, Tom.
Meeting come to order, 6 o'clock.
I see 6:05.
Well, I'm looking at that clock here.
All right.
I'm looking at this one.
Okay.
6:01. Pledge allegiance.
No, I'm looking. Okay. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, please stay standing for the prayer and the moment of silence.
I can't hear you.
They will. Please fill us with your spirit, your love, your grace. Help us to change of your assistance. May you bless us according to our needs and your plan for us. Please give us hope. We ask for your guidance and peace, love, and light. We pray in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Okay, and this moment of silence is for our veterans and servicemen around the world that are protecting us and giving us the freedom that we have today. So if I can have a moment, please. Okay, thank you. Please be seated. Can I get a motion to forego the reading of the minutes? Okay, get a second, please. Thank you very much.
Who motioned? Who, Patty?
Motion was by Ronnie. And then the second was by...
Veronica.
There you go.
And the second was who?
I don't know. Veronica, whoever. Okay, roll call, my dear.
Sam?
Here.
Terry here. Fran?
Here.
Judy? Here. Gina?
Here.
Ruth? Here. Matt?
Here.
Michael?
I'm here. Okay, thank you. We would like to invite up the committee chair people for any reports you may have, any events you want to announce for us. You can come up to the podium. Quiet. Oh, here comes Harold. Harold's good.
Oh, good. Maybe we get to watch Big Brother tonight.
Good evening, board members. Good evening, residents of Holiday City, Berkeley. Harold Stewart, president of the Melodiers. Those of you who are very, very new to our community, I'd like to start by saying each and every one of the residents get a community bulletin newspaper called the Community Voice. If you're new, you'll be getting a copy every month. In that newspaper, there are a list of clubs, including the Melodiers. They are a choir group that performs 2 shows, one at during the Christmas season, usually first Sunday in December for the residents. The show is conducted right here in this clubhouse. Then in the following spring of the year following, first Sunday, usually in May, we do a spring show. I have a public relations member. He's a male member. His name is Steve Abramson. He does the writing of all the articles on a monthly basis to inform not only long-term residents, but also new residents of the club's activities, along with the other clubs that are listed. If you look in the paper, you will see clubs listed, and you'll look down and you'll see Bonko, Variety, Drama Club, and so on. If you read, you'll be kept up to date on a monthly basis as to what we're doing. Anyone who's recently moved in, as well as the, long-term residents of the community, if you like something to do, the clubs are available. My club, the Melodies, are available. If you love music, you like to sing, you have nothing more to do, and you're looking for activities to participate in, we are a friendly group of people. We're music lovers. We like to entertain and have a great time. If you'd like to join, feel free. Our first rehearsal will start on Wednesday afternoon, this coming August, on the 24th of the month, 4 o'clock to 6 p.m. We do rehearsals weekly, every Wednesday from 4 to 6, right here in the clubhouse, up to the date of the concert. You don't have to worry about auditioning for the club. We hold no formal auditions to determine membership acceptance. So if you like to sing and you're pretty good at it in the shower, share it with us all. That's what we're all here for, okay? We enjoy the community, that's why we moved in. The clubs are available. Take advantage of it whenever and whenever you can, okay? Tickets are not going on sale yet, but my man Steve will write articles and tell you what the tickets are gonna cost, you know, about a month and a half or so, or 2 months before the event occurs, okay? So, good luck, think about it, enjoy your stay. The new members, welcome to Holiday City. We hope that you have a very, very happy, safe, enjoyable stay, and enjoy the years. We all want to enjoy the years that we have left, so think about all of that, okay? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Howard. Here comes Susan.
Susan D. Maria. I'll take this. Holiday City Day Planners. Okay. There are two things going on that we still have seats for. We are going to see Escape to Margaritaville on August 16th. And we're going to see Death on the Nile on September 28th. They're at the Surf Light. There's lunch and the bus lunch ticket for the show. We are also trying to plan something for August. I'm having problems getting places between trying to get the bus, and a lot of the things that we used to do are no longer available to us. I just found a Shawarma Mandir, which is a Hindu temple in Robbinsville. I know people who have gone there, they say it's absolutely magnificent. You go in, you can sit in a short ceremony. I'm going to try and do that one for August, no promises. Also, we have been shuffling days between Tuesdays and Thursdays because trying to get the bus, trying to get into places, a lot of things don't have the same times that they used to have. You know, days are cut. This is why. Plus, a lot of the bingo people were complaining that they couldn't go on the trips because bingo's on Thursday. So we tried to do some on Tuesday, some on Thursday, trying to keep everybody happy. Okay, the other thing is in September, we will be going to Grounds for Sculpture. I will give you that date later on. Okay, now I'm going to change my hat. Okay, Dance Committee. The Dance Committee, Lazy Days of Summer, July 16th. Last time to buy tickets is in the back right now. It's $15. BYOB, which if you don't know what that is, bring your own booze. Bring your own snacks. The DJ is Billy Phillips, who I did see down at Holiday City Heights. No, Holiday City South, excuse me. For St. Patrick's Day. He was fantastic. 4 o'clock. First place team from Monday, which was team number 1, played first place team from Tuesday, which I believe was team number 3. Yes. Team number 1 won. They are the first place bocce team. Let's give them all a hand. We will be having a bocce lunch in October. You do not have to be a member of the bocce club to attend. It will be at the Clarion. We will give out more information as we get the tickets printed. Thank you.
Got it?
Anybody?
Anybody else?
Mike, do you want to say anything about the election committee or no?
What do you want? You can, yeah, you can get it.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ann Uricoli. I'm the chairperson for the election committee. We are now accepting resumes and/or nominations for anyone who would like to run for the board of directors. There are 4 spots open. Your resume should not be any longer than 250 words, and they have to be handed in before September 7th. Okay?
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Director's reports.
Okay, we'll move on to the director's reports.
Oh, Sam.
Sam's first. Okay.
Good evening, everybody. Hope everybody's enjoying their summer so far. First, I want to talk about the parking lots, the RV lot. As you know already, we patched it all up. It's all done, cleaned up. We took care of the RV lot where the recyclable was. That's all gone, if you have heard back there and noticed. And we made 14 more RV spots parked along there. So right now, we're looking at a total of 68 spots to rent out. So far to date, we rented out 45 and brought in $27,000. So we're looking very good from that aspect. We're all going to need every bit of the income we can get coming up with the recession going on, so it's a good thing. As far as the big 2 lots, I know they were done a few years ago, but they were never sealed. So we're all talking about now about getting that done within the next budget, hopefully. If you noticed out there, they're turning gray and they're cracking and some grass is coming up in some spots. So you really don't want to start putting potholes down out there. So we're looking in to get 3 estimates so we can get that rolling. Now for everybody's favorite part, the grass. All right. So 2 weeks ago, we had a meeting with the management. We had the vice president in and we had the manager in. And we all read them the riot act. We told them, we have a contract and we're pretty productive actually. And if you haven't noticed in the past 2 weeks, those guys have been moving. Starting last Monday, they started the cycle they're in now, which is cycle 5. And today they're in zone 7. I fully expect them to be done zone 8 tomorrow and start the new cycle. So that's pretty good. That's 11 days with the holidays included. So they're moving right along. I'd like to see some of the damage cut down. I know the sprinklers are a big headache because there's a lot of sprinkler damage, but there's not much we can do, but they are fixing them. So if you get a sprinkler broken or any other kind of damage, fill out the complaint and we'll have the manager go out there and look at it for you and repair it. I haven't heard anything about nobody getting their sprinkler repaired when they called in. So, any kind of damage you have out there, let us know. We'll have them look into it and get it fixed. Yeah, and you should make sure long lights are not there because they're on these tractors. They can't see these little lights sticking in the ground. And I know you don't know when exactly they're coming. I try to keep you updated online, but I know not everybody's online. So, try and remember within 10 days to start looking for these guys if you have anything on the lawn because things that shouldn't be there, if they break, they bite back. They'll say they're not paying for it. We'll still fight for you and all that, but we don't need it. So if you have anything out there you don't belong when they're getting ready to get pulled off. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your summer, and thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Fran, sorry.
Hi, guys. So, the snacks and ice cream are working very well at the pools. We're doing very good, thank you very much. We have ice cream at both pools because 2 shareholders donated 2 freezers. So we have a freezer at both pools for the ice cream. Thank you very much. I do have an ice cream truck coming though on Wednesday, Fridays, and Sundays at 1. He was there today, but you couldn't hear him in the big pool because of the music. So he'll probably be up by the pool.
Trina, give her that phone.
Yeah, just back up a little bit.
I'll back up. Can you still hear me? You can hear me without this anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I do have a food truck coming on Sundays from 11 to 3. So,
Very good.
as long as he makes money, she'll keep coming back. So she is coming Sundays from 11 to 3. She's going to try this Sunday, so hopefully that it works. And we are having an indoor vendor fair November 19th, $30 a spot. It's limited space, so soon it will be in the newsletter, and you can send me and I'll send you an application. That's it. Thank you.
Very good, thank you.
Judy, it's your turn.
Judy's
No,
Judy.
Judy, you're next.
Press the button to turn it on.
There you go.
It's gotta be green. There you go.
Okay, not too much to report. Still working on modification forms when they come in. Remember that no matter what you're doing outside, you probably need a modification form. Because anything that requires a dumpster, you need a form just to have a dumpster. They're free. It's free to come in and fill it out. It may take a few days before you get it back. It doesn't cost you nothing. You're better off coming in and finding out if you can do something before doing it, and then finding out that you weren't allowed to do it, and then I get screamed at because I'm telling you had to do it. So, that's it, just as long as you're filling the forms out and getting them in, and then you'll have to go to the town and see what they want permits for, after you get the form from us. Other than that, everything's moving along okay. The HAPA forms, I hope everybody's filling them out and sending them in. They're really trying to get that done. We really been pushing them, and hopefully you get them filled out and get them into us in time.
Very good. Thank you.
That's about it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're next.
Hi, everyone. I've been working on getting the clubhouse 2 kitchen certified for us to start cooking. So if anybody plans to have a dance or anything, you can actually cook in the kitchen if you want. Or we are gonna suggest maybe like for Thanksgiving, we would have, you know, the shareholders that have no one, that we would cook Thanksgiving dinner for them, or if you just need to use the kitchen, even for bingo, to make pizzas or whatever else they need to make. So that is one thing I'm working on. I'm also working on increasing our income. We're in a lot of debt, trouble with our budget for next year. So as of now, we have decided, which has to go through everyone, the rental fees for people that have rent their houses go from 200 to 300. And, oh, I'm sorry, I know, I talk low, I'm so sorry. 200 to 300. Okay. I'm working on increasing our incomes. Can you hear me? I'm sorry. Rental fees, we're gonna start with it's going from 200 to 300 for anyone that wants to rent their homes. Home buyers that come in here that buy houses usually are $500. We're gonna try to increase it to $750, which will make us $76,000. Flippers, we're still working on. I'm trying to go from $500 to $1,000 to flip. If they're gonna make money, why shouldn't we?
Right.
So, that's all I have.
That's a lot.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Hmm?
I'm buzzing. Okay. Homes sold in June were 16 for a total of $8,000. Houses rented in June were 4 for a total of $800. The houses pending to close are 31 for a total of $15,500. Total properties with judgments are 18. Number of current liens, 177. Number of liens pending, 0. We removed 3 old liens that have not been recorded yet. Properties with multiple liens for non-payment of maintenance fees are 42, and properties with payment agreements are 4. The attorney's handling foreclosures, 18. Collection issues, 12. Other issues, 37. Account balances. The general account is $606,786.93. Payroll account, $18,799.64. Sorry. Capital improvement account, $583,464.96. The Chase checking is $1,000. The Chase savings is $249,001.48. Santander is $1,000 for a total of $1,460,053.01. The capital improvements for the sprinkler system in Clubhouse 1, $12,475.48. Security system, $451. The boat parking lot repair, $3,000. The new gardens, $907. The fencing, $3,155.12 for a total of $19,988.60. Okay. Just to let you all know, there are sign-in sheets in the following rooms here in Clubhouse 2. The billiards room, ping pong, game room, exercise room, and TV room. We need you to sign in and please print. I'm stressing the word print. There's also a sign-in sheet for the bus, so if you ride the bus, you need to sign in. Please. Okay, we had hamburgers and hot dogs being sold this past weekend at the pool, one. We like to continue this, but we need volunteers. So if you would like to volunteer to cook, take orders, remind people to sign the waivers, we have sign-in sheets in the back table. Also, we would like to thank all of those who helped us out this weekend. We really appreciate all your help.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Matt. Oh, sorry.
Turn that one off.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm not
Okay,
in
we'll do-
today.
With the trees, we haven't been too busy, which is a good thing. We only had one tree in the month of June, which cost us $1,500. And that's it, the trees. We did have 29 modifications that we would have to go out and look at. And how many of them were approved?
All but three.
All but 3 were approved.
You had a lot of complaints.
We had a lot of complaints that I go out on, and most of the complaints are for a common ground area, which we do not maintain. I'm sorry to say, because we have a lot of common area in this community. So, other than that, that's all I have to report.
You.
Let's turn it on.
All right, thank you. I've got a couple things to report on. One, what Gina was touching base on the increased income. We're working on increasing the income for the purpose of the trying to balance the budget for next year. We're going to have conservatively 6.5–7% increase in cost. So we need to make that up, and when you're spending $2 million, that's a lot of money when you're doing 6%. So the first step was we had the budget committee going over different areas and how we can increase income. And I think they did pretty good. The pool snacks, we're projecting that we would come in positive with $2,000 on that for the year. On the RV parking, I'm projecting $25,000 worth of income. That's conservative. What I did was I did deduct some of the cost out. That's what brought it down to $25,000. On the office rentals, which we rent out a couple of offices to different businesses, they haven't had a rent increase in 10 years. So when I noticed that, I said, well, that is not going to happen again. So I increased the rent, which brought us an additional income of $3,660 a year. And that will go up 6% every year. And I told them that it is going up every year. There'll never be a year it doesn't go up. On the registration fees that Gina mentioned for new buyers, we're projecting an income of $76,000. On the rental registration fees for renting the property out, if you want to rent a room out or if you want to rent your home out, we're increasing $1,500. I'm sorry, $4,000. Club surcharge. This is kind of a new fee that we're adding to the clubs, all of them. If you use our clubhouse, you will be charged $1.50 a head. History shows that the clubs, you know, they have their events and they make their money and they do their dinners and whatever they do. but they never kick anything back to the clubhouse. And we're trying to make up the expenses. So we added $1.50 a head. An example would be, the Melodiers have a concert, they have 200 people. Well, they would have to give us $1.50 a head out of the 200 people, and then they can keep the rest for their budget. When we have these events on weekends especially, we have to pay our maintenance men overtime. It's very expensive to do that, and that's the money we're trying to balance. Okay? Clubhouse rentals, that's another increase that we're going to do. Normally, and we're not locked in on all these prices yet, but I would say that these numbers are very close to what the balance will be. So clubhouse rentals, if you're a share owner, you can rent this clubhouse. Okay, and the price is $400 to rent it. You still have to have your insurance and all that stuff. We're gonna increase that to $500. Okay, if it's Clubhouse One, it's normally $300. We're going to increase it to $400. That will generate another $3,500 a year, for a grand total of $115,660 that I'm gonna say 95% does not cost a share owner anything. It's all on new people and rentals, you know, when you're doing the properties and stuff. But most of the $80,000 is coming from new residents as they buy here. Now, just to do that increase, that is a bylaw change, and that takes time. So one of the things that I really need to talk about are the bylaw changes and the amendments that we're doing. Because people are seeing the changes and they think it's like, as soon as I put it in the paper, it's a change. Well, it's not a change. Okay, bear with me 1 second. Where's my amendment page? Just bear with me 1 second.
Here, you want these changes?
No. Why do you have two phones?
Remember it said, bear with me, please.
He's gonna fire his secretary, she's
Yeah,
not good.
here it is, amendments, okay. As the 2022 Board of Directors proposed amendments to the bylaws or any governing documents, please realize these are not in effect. Okay, so we're proposing changing certain areas of the fencing in the backyard where you can go from 4 foot to 6 foot for privacy or whatever. Well, that's not in effect, and if you put that application in today, it's going to be turned down, but we'll put you on the waiting list, and when this is finally approved, then you'll be able to do it, you'll get your approval. To be approved, the share owners vote on this. Okay, so we did some preliminary online voting, which everybody's entitled to do, just to try to get a feel of different things or how the share owners are feeling on. And these type of bylaws that we'll be sending out are like 80-20 people want to do these things. This particular one, I think, is 80-20 with the fence in the backyard. There's another bylaw in there concerning, digital, well, that's not what it's concerning. It's concerning mercantile, manufacturing, mechanical, trading businesses, vending businesses. You can't do this out of your home. Okay, but we're putting an exclusion in there. And the exclusion that we're putting in there is digital commerce. So an example would be, you want to have your office phone ring in your house, or your address for that policy. You're not allowed to work out of your house. You can't function there, but you can answer your phone there. You can pay your bills there, and that's not going to be a violation. And an example would be, today, you cannot even sell on eBay. You can't do any kind of selling, anything. Even Marketplace, you probably couldn't even do it, because some people do have businesses they run on the Marketplace. Okay, according to our bylaws, you can't do that. So we're gonna put an exception in there, hopefully it'll pass, to where you can do that. You can use your home phone, you can use your address for people to find you, or, you know, for you to find them. So that's the exception. Okay, now these particular bylaws need to be read twice, and they will be posted in the bulletin boards for 2 months. This is the structure of an amendment that you have to do. Okay, so the new bylaw will read, no mercantile, manufacturing, mechanical, or trading businesses, vending business, establishment, or commercial activity of any nature shall be maintained or conducted on the properties. That's the way it is now. You can't have your landscaping trucks there, you can't, operate that type of stuff. Nor shall anything be done thereon that is deemed to be an ongoing annoyance or nuisance to the other owners of a lot of a living unit. So if your neighbor's complaining you're making too much noise because you're running a wood shop, well, you're gonna get shut down, okay? Only exception will be digital commerce, such as working remotely from home. You will be allowed to use your home address only as contact information online and throughout the World Wide Web. In addition, no garbage, rubbish shall be housed on the properties or in the vehicles on the properties. So basically, we're just adding that you can do digital commerce from your home and have a home office. I think that when COVID hit a couple of years ago, a lot of the companies sent their workers home, and most of the workers are working out of the house, your secretaries and things like that. Even the publisher that does our bulletin every month, well, his typesetters work out of their homes. So we were forced into this, so we're making an amendment to a bylaw, or trying to anyway, to a bylaw that will help the share owners if they need to do that. Okay. And Matt has one that, Matt's is doing his second reading. That makes it a final reading on Matt's.
This is concerning driveways and grass in the front of each home. Article, let's see, this is, front lawns of all our homes in Holiday City of Berkeley must be maintained with no less than 80% of grass covering. Proper maintenance, feeding, and watering of the grass in the front lawns is the responsibility of the homeowners. $10 per day is for every day in violation. So we'll be replacing with the following. The front lawns in the homes of Berkeley will be maintained with no less than 80% of grass covering, with the exception of driveway area, which can go up to 22 feet wide, or at the discretion of the board of directors, and with the proper approval and modification request. Proper maintenance and feeding and watering of the grass on front lawns is the responsibility of the homeowner, and a $10 per day fee will be charged in violation. This is going to be the new amendment. This is the second time we're reading it, and hopefully it will be passed soon and voted on. Thank you.
Yeah, I have one more amendment that we're working on. Most of these are Article 15, Section 4, and this is the letter I, and this has to do with the fence height, and this was like a 90-10 positive vote where people want this change. Okay, and mainly was saying, our existing bylaw says you cannot have a fence more than 4 foot anywhere on the property. And in approved areas, of course. Okay, now we changed it a little bit. And now that the bylaw is going to read, no fencing shall exceed 4 feet in height. Fencing is restricted to the walkways and steps immediately servicing the front or side door of a living unit and to approved paved patio areas at the rear of the living unit. Such patio fencing may not exceed the width of the living unit, that hasn't changed, and may not extend out from the back of the living unit itself more than 15 feet. Exceptions with prior approval from the board, including the following: Saratoga and Capri models with the side doors, as opposed to the rear doors, may fence in a walkway out the rear yard, and also larger lots may be allowed to accommodate more than 15 feet. This is at the discretions of the directors that come out there. So if we come, some of these properties have 300 feet backyard. They're big. And if you want to have a bigger yard, let's say you have a sunroom, take up your 14 feet, which you're allowed, but then you want a little dog pen or a little fenced-in area for your grandkids or whatever, you will be allowed to do that up to a certain extent. That'll be determined by the director as they come and look at the properties around you and how you maintain your property itself. There will be a waiver that will be involved with this later on. We'll probably be putting it in the rules and regulations. If you want to have that bigger backyard fenced-in thing, then you would have to sign a waiver that you will maintain that portion of your property according to the bylaws, which says that you have to keep it trim and clean, and if not, the penalties are $10 a day. But I think they'll end up going in the rules and regulations. You won't need votes for them. These type of amendments will need the share owners' votes for approval. Okay? Okay. Let's see, any screened-in window patios included in the living unit? Yeah, so basically, if you have a lot of people do have a little sunroom or whatever, you're still going to be able to have a little fenced-in area. We're running into a lot of applications where people want that just for the, the little dog or whatever they may have.
Grandkids.
Okay?
No case can.
And what else we got here? Driveway. Okay, I think we're good. Anybody else?
Yeah, tell them no. Yeah, I got a couple of things.
Here, hold on. Okay, Judy.
In no case can you ever cover grass on your property with stones or pavers. Never is that allowed. It's right in your bylaws. No grass can be covered with stone or pavers. We're getting people that want to extend paves out in the middle and put pits in the yard. That's not allowed, never was allowed, and it's not going to be allowed. So, just so you know that. There's a lot of people that don't understand a lot of the things. Same thing with the fences. The fences will never be allowed to extend beyond the sides of the house. Sheds will never be able to be out beyond the sides of the house. Everything will be contained within the sides of the house.
And the footprint of the house.
Within the footprint of the house. Nothing will ever be allowed to go beyond that. There's a lot of them. People say, oh, well, this one has it. There are a lot of people that have it, but it won't be allowed. And if they take it down, it cannot be put back in that same place. They'll comply with the bylaws. Just to clarify, I don't think a lot of us don't even read the book, and it jumps around from section to section in the book, different things. It's worded different ways, but that's what it amounts to.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's talking about
That's the
number
biggest
6.
problem with getting
What are you looking
compliance,
for?
people
I don't know.
understanding. Some of them just figure, let's
No,
just
it's
do
just
it anyway.
something else.
And you're gonna have to take it down if you do it anyway,
Read that one?
okay?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
You read and I read.
Yeah, but no, she had something else she wants to read. Nancy, I can't find what you need. If you want to get up and read it,
Michael,
yes.
will be replaced with,
What?
it doesn't say anything about 6 foot.
About what?
6 foot.
Yes. Okay.
The fence, right? Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, sorry. On the fence amendment, there was, last month when we read it, or last time that we read it, is that there's amendment that on your patio, and if you have a patio in the back, okay, the bylaw says you can only go 4 feet. Well, we're amending that to 6 feet on the patio only. Okay, so you can't go around your whole yard 6 feet. You can go on the patio 6 feet. And the main reason was because we were getting a lot of applications for that for privacy purposes. You go out your back door, you want to sit on your patio, you don't want to look at the neighborhood or them looking at you. So they want that 6 foot fence. And that was approved by the board. So we'll get all that writing correct. It'll be in the bulletin boards. It'll be on the website. And I think it is on the website now, but it needs to be tweaked a little bit because we added, a couple models in there and a couple little things that came along across the line. I just want to invite everybody. We have meetings, classes in the library during the week. Mostly they start at 3 o'clock. Okay. On Mondays, we have an internet class that is being taught, beginners class, beginners.
No,
What?
not to September, he's done.
No, but he's not going to do it this month because of the summer, but it will be active again. I think he held about 5 classes already, just to teach the people that don't have computers how to operate, maybe get on the website and that type of thing. I think he has a total of like 12 people already that are attending the classes, and he's just doing basic stuff. Okay, then we have, Tuesdays are still open. Wednesdays, we're doing the Bulletin Internet Committee, okay, talking about articles, proofreading, and working on the internet itself. We're also going to have, and these are open classes when they're in the library, we're also going to have lessons on how to maneuver through the new website. It's not that hard, but it'll make it easier if we just show you one time how to get through, how to vote when the votes come up. I have been sending out emails to all the registered members for different issues, and even though your vote is not like a rock-solid vote, it will lead us in the right direction of how, you know, the high percentage of shareholders would like to go. Okay, now an example would be what Judy was saying before about, you know, grass or stones in your yard, and we put that out there for vote, and we have put that out there before, and that's a 50-50 vote. That's a very, very difficult thing to approve. I don't see it being approved. But when you have close votes like that, but when you're getting 80-20 or 90-10, you know that that's going to get approved, there's no doubt. One of the only one that actually got 100% approval was the reopening of the wood shop. And that took quite a bit of time and effort, you know, with the insurance companies and the lawyers and all that stuff to get that approved. We ended up getting it approved, and the best thing about getting it approved, it didn't cost us anything more in premium. Okay, they needed to know what we're doing, and then they evaluated the whole thing that way. So the only expense that we really have on the wood shop would be security, that type of thing, and electric will have to be worked on. The security system for both the wood shop and the RV parking is going to be the same system, so we're just going to split the cameras up between all of them. So cost-wise, that's really not going to be that much, and it's more labor than anything with the maintenance guys. Some of the tools have been moved into location, but here again, we're going to need to have it laid out. I do have two really good wood shop people that will help us lay out the proper wood shop itself. And it's more or less like a wood shop class. So what we'll have, an example would be, and I know that a lot of people have been asking for, oh, where do I get a cover for my crawl space? Well, we can make it right there. Okay, and you're gonna pay for the wood or whatever, but we can make it, so now you don't have to hunt no more. And the people that are gonna be part of the wood shop will put the things together. There'll be 3 main instructors, I will be one of them, that are capable of using the equipment. Some of the equipment is very dangerous, we don't want share owners using it, we're not gonna let you take the power saw and go run down a piece of plywood with it. You know, you need something, we'll cut it for you, you put it together, you sand it, you paint it, we'll have all that for you. Okay, and you'll have plenty of different projects that you can pick from. You'll vote on it, we'll be giving you classes on a big screen to show you different things where you can actually pick your projects and then learn how to do them. I think it'll be a great thing, a lot of people are excited for it. It's gonna take us a little time to put that room together, but it will be coming. I would say probably by the beginning of the year would be the beginning of that open class. Okay? Anything else? Anybody?
I do.
Judy? Okay.
Also, I want to remind you that when you get a modification form, that doesn't mean that you don't have to contact the building department to see if they need anything. Like, for instance, when I said the pavers, they do come out and they want zoning approval on driveways. And remember, when you widen your driveway, you have underground utilities. So if you widen over that, you're gonna have to maintain those. They're not gonna be responsible if they have to dig that up, that's gonna be your responsibility. Because there's underground utilities and you're going over 4 feet, so you're gonna have utilities running into that portion of the driveway. And that's why I think the township zoning board gets involved too for the drainage purposes. They don't want you to raise the grade, cause drainage onto a neighbor. So remember that just because you get a modification, doesn't mean you don't have to call there and find out from zoning or building if you need approvals, because in a lot of times, I'm finding that you do, especially for the driveways and patios. Okay? That's it.
Thank you. Okay, question and answer.
All right, we're ready for, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No, are there tickets left for the pool party?
Oh, 5, 6.
5 or 6 are left. We're gonna go to the questions and answers, so raise your hand if you got questions, and one of the directors hopefully will answer for you.
Hi, my name's Elizabeth Lee. I live on Bimini Drive, and I have a question. Who is responsible for maintaining the common ground? As homeowners?
That's your map.
No, we do not maintain. Hello? The common ground we do not maintain, okay? It's common ground if there's branches in there or trees or twigs. The only thing we do is we'll take care of any dead trees if we have to cut them down, okay? If there is a dead tree or you see a problem, because sometimes the trees are half alive and half dead, so then we would have to call the tree person to come in and inspect it and give us an answer to whether it should be cut or it shouldn't be cut. Now, do I tell you to clean up the common ground? No, but where I live, there's twigs and branches in my common area. Every once in a while, I'll clean them up a little bit and I put them on the curb and they get rid of them. Do you have to do that? No. But we cannot clean up the common ground because we have 3,236 homes here. So if we had to go around and clean up, because I can't clean up yours and not your neighbors. You know, and people say to me, well, why don't you have the maintenance guys do it? Well, the maintenance guys are taking care of the maintenance of the building, the pool, and everything that needs to be taken care of here. So, and then people say to me, well, why don't you get more maintenance? Well, no, why don't you get rid of them? And, you know, there's so many things that we have to look at. We're trying to watch the budget and take care of the community. So we usually don't take care of the, some people want me to clean up the pine needles. I'm sorry, we don't clean up the pine. Yeah, it's, listen, the trees were here way before me, and we try to keep everything clean. Like I said, if the tree's falling on your house, or it looks like it's gonna fall, we will definitely come and take a look at it and see if we can help you out. Excuse me?
Yes.
If you wanted to clean up some of the branches there that's behind your house, no one's gonna say you can't pick up the broken branches and put them in the garbage, you know? That's, I've been doing it since I moved here, cleaning up the common ground behind my house so it doesn't look like a pig pen. I mean, some of them look beautiful and some of them look terrible. We're trying. Well, yeah. If you see anybody dumping anything there, please let us know about it because that's a violation. You can't dump anything in the common ground. Next.
Regarding the increase of the, Denise Fitzgerald, regarding the increase of the 22 inches for the parking, do you feel that's going to invite people to put their boats there and their jet skis? I know it's not allowed. I would request that some of the, or all of the board members take a ride, maybe so many blocks a week, and see how many boats, jet skis there are on the lawn, trailers, and why is this continuing to happen? I don't know. The other thing is, you said about the lawns, that you only want the grass and you don't want people putting out stone. Well, look at the property. There's a lot of people in this community that don't have wells. They don't water the grass because they can't afford it on their water bill. And frankly, it looks awful. So that's a problem for you guys to settle.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been here since February of last year, and I've probably driven around this place about 100 times. I look at boats, and we write reports, and we tell people that they can't park them. We have a parking lot here. If you need a place to put your boat, you put it there. You can't, the reason that we're looking at widening the driveways, and this came from a lot of people who have had complained to us, is you have 2 cars, you live on Jamaica. Do you want to have one of your cars hit? So if we let you put the driveway a little bit wider, you can get both of your cars off the street. That's the reason for doing it, not for people to put boats there. Now, if your neighbor puts a boat in his driveway, well, if you come in and give me a complaint form, then we can deal with it, because they're not allowed to have it, like Judy says. And Judy and I have been riding around, and if we see something, we're starting off by giving you a phone call. Please remove your boat. You don't remove your boat, then you get a letter. If that doesn't work, then you're gonna get a fine. And we try to, I'd rather give you a warning before I give you a fine. And that's not for you, it's for everybody in the community. We're not here to beat you up, but don't make our community look like a dump. And like you say, you don't want a boat in the driveway, we don't want a trailer in the driveway, we don't want garbage, we don't, you know, and that's what we're trying to do. So we have been listening to, before you even said it, we've been driving around and looking, and we're trying to tell these people, come to our parking lot and park your boat here. It'll be safe, it'll be secure.
It'll go in Scarborough
Where?
Scarborough.
I think we were already there.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You can give somebody a letter and you can give them a complaint and you can give them a fine, and if they don't move the boat or the car or whatever we're complaining about, what are we supposed to do?
It's resolved, and they put it back.
What? If they do not follow the rules, they get fined every day.
They get a warning.
Okay, first they get a warning, and then they're told, and like I said, I'd rather call you up and say, listen, please move your boat. If I come by the second day and it's not there, I'll say to you, I'll call you and say, listen, I called you yesterday, why didn't you remove it? Well, and sometimes I've had excuses, the boat's broken, I don't have the money, I'll move it in a week. And so you do work with people a little bit, but if it's there every day, come in, fill out a form, give us the complaint form, and we will look into it, and we'll take care of it.
And we already had one.
Yes, we do drive around, but the place is so big, you just gotta keep going and going and going. So like I say, if you give me a complaint, I'm out there looking. She's over here looking at something else somewhere else. He's looking somewhere else, because we have 3,236 homes. So on an average day, we get 10 complaints. So we try to cover them and make sure we can take care of everybody in our community. So hopefully, if you fill out a form, we'll come and check it out. Okay?
And always call the town.
Right.
One question, right? We're only allowed one.
Where are you?
Right there.
Oh, Sandy,
Oh, hey, hi, Sandy.
we're only allowed one question,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, I gotta choose. All right, now, as far as the committees go, you want us to give you another $1.50 per head, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. With the dance committee, we give you everything. We don't have any money.
No. The dance committees are different because they do return funds to the association.
Right.
But a lot of other committees and clubs return nothing, zero. And they've been doing that for years. And we haven't gotten any financial reports, which we're supposed to get. So we're going to get that back in line to where I prefer it to be done quarterly. So if you're gonna have 2 dances this quarter, then we would get your financials at that quarter. You know, the bylaws say that at the end of the year, each committee can keep $500 in their kitty for the upcoming year.
John Forsythe, AKA Watermelon Man.
Yeah.
I just want to thank the board for everything they've done. We had so many improvements here since I've been here 12 years. And I want to thank each and one of these people on the board.
Thank you. We're trying.
Finally have a good board.
Yeah.
You sure?
Don't hold your breath.
Hi, my name is Bill Blessing.
Yeah.
I just want to clarify on one thing. On this parking bit, you can park a boat in the street, providing you move it every 24 hours or 48. That is the law. And it's also with a trailer, but I didn't do it because I had to get mine out and I just got rid of it because it wasn't worth the aggravation. But I'm telling you, that is the law in the state of New Jersey.
You're not
That's what
allowed
I'm
to park
saying.
anything overnight.
Not to take and argue it, see, because people argue about stuff. Sometimes a person comes in with a boat, drops it for a few hours in the street, and people complain about it. That's the only reason I'm saying anything.
You can take it if you
Not to
want.
make any trouble of anything.
I think that as far as that goes, this is an association, so what you can do anyplace else isn't always the same in an association. And in your bylaws, it says you cannot park on any commercial vehicles overnight or any boats overnight in here. Or trailers. Or trailers. So you have to realize when you're in an association, there are different rules than what it is just any place else. That's to avoid that happening.
That's what I was waiting for. Well, I want to bring up something now. Who owns the streets?
Berkeley Township.
Berkeley Township.
Excuse me?
Doesn't make a difference whether it's a gated community or not. It's an association with bylaws. And you agreed on those bylaws when you moved in here, and you signed a paper. And if you didn't, you should have read them first.
Get him, Matt. Give him.
What is he talking about?
Well,
It doesn't belong to who?
Janine Rowland.
yes.
We were just wondering if there's an update on the water that runs behind the houses between Bimini and Vananier.
Yes, I just got a letter on the 28th. There was a copy of a letter sent to the mayor. And they also, I heard from Sophia Gingrich that they're going to close off and try to fill the water back up because it's laying too stagnant. They had to get DEP approval to do a lot of things. It took weeks for them to get an engineer out to give us an estimate, had to go to DEP, wait for DEP's approval. The last thing I heard the other day from Sophia Gingrich is they're gonna start filling them back up. They're gonna block it off on Charlottesville so that it doesn't flow under the road there where it has to be repaired. And they're gonna start letting the water fill back up in there. So that's the last one. I know, it's a mess, because they had to close it off, because it was undermining Charlottesville Road. There's a hole in the pipe that has to be fixed, and the improvements have to be approved by DEP. So that's why, because the hole's undermining the road, they had to stop the water, draining the water out of there. But now they're gonna block it off somehow, and they're gonna let the water back into there, so you won't have that laying stagnant. That's what they don't want. They don't want the thing stagnant with no water in it. So they're gonna be filling that back up, and then as soon as we get the approvals from DEP, they'll go on with the repairs.
Whenever you want to shut me up, you can just pick up that gavel and whack it.
Hit you in the head?
Well, it's because whatever flows that goes over towards Charlottesville had to be cut off, and that's probably part of it, to be cut off. We all goes through the township engineers, so it does have nothing to do with us. It has to go through the township engineers, be approved by DEP. There was numerous papers that had to be filled out. So it is being taken care of, and they are working on it, and they have been keeping us abreast of it, so.
Charlie Chiarello.
Hey, Charlie.
Castle Harbor Drive. I'd just like to clarify an issue that just came up before. The parking in this development is 48-hour. You could park a boat on a trailer in the street for 48 hours. After 48 hours, a police officer can be summoned to come and mark the vehicle. But the street, a vehicle, a boat, a trailer, and it must be attached to a vehicle. If you have a truck, you have a trailer, it has to be attached. And that's the law.
I believe it.
Well, we called the Berkeley Township Police Department and we spoke to them about it, and they had said that no commercial vehicle should be parked on the street overnight in Berkeley.
It's not commercial.
Excuse me?
He was talking boat.
The boat's not commercial.
All right, so according to the,
Right.
well,
He's talking trailer.
I don't think in our bylaws it allows that, so that's what you know.
Yeah.
on the property?
Yeah.
We'll get a clarification on
hold
it.
on. Shut
We'll
that-
get a clarification on that and see.
Can you shut that down for a second? My understanding is exactly what Charlie said, that a boat or a trailer, as long as it's hitched up to something, it can stay on the street, but it must be hitched up. What Matt is talking about, commercial vehicles, and an example would be, an ongoing example, we've called this Berkeley Township Police 7 times on the same vehicle and filed complaints, and it's still there. It's a commercial vehicle being parked on Jamaica Boulevard,
With a commercial truck.
with commercial plates and everything, and that is illegal. You cannot leave that there overnight. And we have filed complaints and we're still getting nothing. It might disappear a day or two, but if you look now on the way home, you'll see it's still there. Okay, so we're still gonna do the best we can. I mean, the only thing we can do is ask the other share owners to call and complain also that commercial vehicles are being parked on Jamaica Boulevard, and the patrolmen are doing nothing about it, and they know the laws are against doing that. The last time I complained to an officer, he was like, oh, you gotta go down to town hall and do this, and I said, no, you're the officer, I'm filing a complaint with you that vehicle has been there, and I'm representing Holiday City, Berkeley, and he went and looked and whatever, and it disappeared for a couple days, but it's back again, so I don't know what the whole story is, but we're ready to go to the next level and address it with the mayor to try to stop the commercial vehicles on the road.
Michael, what part of Jamaica Boulevard?
Does it matter?
680, in that 680 area?
Yeah, Tom Pecora, Charlottesville Drive South.
Okay.
We've got a major problem up with the stream or creek, Sunken Meadow Creek behind our property. Right. The entire block. It's been going on for 2 years since Navian built the medical facility on Plaza Drive. Initially, they assumed responsibility for all the damage that was done to the creek. And now they're reneging on it. I got the DEP coming back out again this Friday, invited everybody on the block to be in my yard to meet with them. In addition to that, we worked with Sophia. We've also worked with town engineers. We've also worked with the contractor who did the work there. Sand flowed in. The water level is still the same height. The intake and the outflow. But since the base was raised and there's sandbars there, okay? All kinds of growth in there because the water is so shallow. And we keep hearing that nobody's responsible for the creek. It has nothing to do with the community, you have no responsibility, they say.
Judy just told you that we were dealing with the DEP and the...
I'm talking about Charlottesville Drive.
We're talking about Charlottesville Drive.
Well, I didn't hear anything about it, I'm the initial complaint.
Well, listen, we've been talking to them, and we've had the DEP and the city and the state, and everybody's working on it, and we just said they're gonna try to fix it.
What are they working on Charlottesville Drive? Who are they going after?
Turn that on. I said especially Charlottesville Drive, especially Charlottesville, because that's where the pipe is broke on the left side where it was going over.
You're talking about apples, I'm talking about oranges.
Okay.
No, you said you're talking about Charlottesville Drive.
Drive, you're talking about where it goes out from Charlottesville Drive across the Newell Road.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about where it goes from one side of Charlottesville over to the other side of Charlottesville. And that's where they were out to.
How was the problem caused and who you speaking to?
The township engineers have been out there to see it. There's a hole in the pipe. There's a hole in the pipe. So when there's a hole in the pipe, the water runs out.
It's not a hole in the pipe. That hole in the pipe is, if you know what we're talking about, from Charlottesville Drive across the Newell Road to the other side.
No, it is not. No, it is not. I spoke to Sophia Gingrich and we
do.
We do, no, we do.
I was there with her.
We have a letter that was addressed to the mayor that specifies Charlottesville Drive and how the water's out. And Sophia Gingrich, you said you were in touch with, well, then maybe you ought to speak to her again. Maybe she can explain it to you.
Forget about it.
Yes, we will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hold on a second. You can tell me that I'm wrong, but I went across Mule Road.
It's not Mule Road.
Listen to me.
I'm not gonna listen to you.
I went across Mule Road on Charlottesville to look at where there was no water. And that's what...
On this side.
It's on the other side.
What side are you talking about?
I'm talking about Jamaica to Mule.
Jamaica to Mule, there's a problem there with the creek?
Yes, I've been working on it 2 years. I'm asking who's responsible.
Well, that's not the problem we're working on. We're working on the
I
other...
know that.
The township engineers is Merrington and Vernon. You should call them because they are inspecting all of the waterways for us. And we're waiting for them to get back to us.
Judy, they're leaving.
No, because he knows more than you and I.
I know, he knows that.
Next.
Any more questions?
Hi, Linda Connor, Jamaica Boulevard. I have approval for a patio to be put in.
Right.
Just a question, can I put a fence up before I put a patio in?
Did you fill out a modification form for a fence and a patio?
just the patio, not the fence.
Well, then you need to come back in and fill it out and say you want to put a fence. And if you get approval for the fence and the patio, we don't care what you do first. As long as you tell us where you want to put the fence and it's approved where you want to put it, then it'll be done. So just come in and modify your form. Tell us you want to add a fence to it. And right now, it's only a 4-foot fence.
Right.
Because that's all been approved so far. It's a 4-foot,
Okay.
okay?
Anyone else?
Yeah. Okay, good.
Any other questions?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, where are you pointing?
Right there, lady in blue.
Lady in blue, that's Mary Ann.
Hi, Mary Ann Jacobs, 13 St. Croix Street. The curb and the street where they meet here, everywhere we drive in this community, there is growth growing out of it. There's trees, there's grass, there's weeds. And it was said to us at the last meeting that they were going around and spraying. Well, I don't think so. We haven't seen anybody spraying, and it's unsightly. And it's really not, when people come to buy here, it's really not a good thing for them to be able to have to look at. I don't like looking at it. Why should anybody else?
Okay, they are spraying the first hour every morning. I didn't know about the area where you're at, but now I know. I will get on it, I promise you, tomorrow morning, okay? That's all we need to know, is know about it first. Okay. Well, they're back there now, so that's a good that you gave it to me, so I'll have them there tomorrow to spray. Okay.
We're trying. We're trying. Thank you, Sam.
Joanne Holohan, 188 Harrington Drive North. Since the woodworking shop is going in, what is going to happen to the the classes that are being held there now?
That's in a different spot. She's talking about the old.
Where the wood shop is going, there are no classes. If you're talking about where the yoga room is, where the old wood shop is, those classes are staying, they're untouched. Okay, and I think that Tracy's Fitness has pretty much control over that room. Okay, so that they're untouched. They will stay active the way they are. Okay, the wood shop is going to be going all the way in the back. There's a garage back by where the RV parking is. They call it a shed, but it looks like a garage to me.
Right.
And it's like a one-car garage, so it's not going to be gigantic. But that's where the wood shop will be. It's all the way in the back. Okay.
Beautiful.
Jim Holohan, Charlottesville North.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you want to install cameras on your house, do you need to get permit or paperwork? I had somebody sabotage our car. They keyed us and they put screws under my tires. I guess because I am a conservative.
Oh, shit.
I don't think you need a permit to put cameras on your house. You may want to make sure you're not facing them towards somebody else's bedrooms, because they may not like that. But I don't think you need any permit for a camera on your house. That's your own thing.
Very good. Anybody else?
We're ready.
Somebody make a motion to close the meeting. Oh, we got one more?
You know what I wanted to know? Now, I live on St. Thomas. Behind me is not grass. It's like a field, okay? Why can't we have, like, let's say you want to redo your back as far as topsoil and all that. Is there any reason why trucks can't come down into there as opposed to having it dumped in the front of your house?
Is it on your property or on the?
1 second. I used to work in construction. Once that truck comes across that curb, it's your responsibility. So, listen to me. So he's backing that truck up between your house and my house, and he hits a soft spot, and the truck rolls, and it crashes onto your house and goes through your house. You're responsible for that truck, your own house, and your insurance probably doesn't cover it. That's why they won't do it. Because when I worked in construction, we used to deliver concrete to people's houses, and they would say, back the truck up, and the guy says, you have to sign a release to put that truck off the curb.
Right.
Yeah, but Matt, I'm talking about the field behind me.
They're not gonna come down the common area either, because once they come onto our property, that belongs to Holiday City. Once they come onto that property, we are responsible. All right, so now you don't want a truck flipping over in your backyard, that now it's gonna be leaking diesel, and it's gonna be leaking oil, and how are we gonna get it out?
Plus, you can't put anything in it.
They can't put, that's the tough one. I understand that, but you know what else is bad too? If you're gonna be putting dirt in your backyard, you can only put so much back there before you change the level of the grade, and that's against the rules and regulations of Holiday City, and against, Berkeley Township. You cannot raise the grades, because then you put dirt in your backyard, it floods his backyard, and it floods her backyard, and then everybody's fighting. You know, so, I mean, I'm still gonna come and look at your backyard tomorrow anyway. What?
I don't know who's doing it.
It's what?
Maybe it's our guys, I hope they're doing it.
Well, the mowers do that. They do come through the common areas if they can. They do that behind me. The whole house behind me is a whole big field too. They cut that grass. And I started cutting it when I first moved there before that, so they would, and they continue to cut that. For the common areas, we're talking about, like where I have, my own house has trees and that behind it where the DLA is. If there's branches there, they're not gonna come through there. Where they come through the mowers, they will mow where they can mow. My part of the common area is some grass, yeah, and they'll do that, that's the edge of it.
Well.
But, yeah, well, the one next to me is like weeds more than grass, but it's screened, so.
One of you girls better make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Well, Michael's gonna say.
Hi, my name's Elizabeth Lee. I live on Bimini. In the back of my house is the lake.
Okay.
The lake is overgrown with lily pads, seaweed, everything. Who's responsible for that?
We have a company that goes out. We pay a company to go out and treat those ponds for the lily pads and that. So we need to find out why that's like that, because they go out twice a year and they get paid.
It's a mess.
Yeah, so that, we will look into that. We do, that is, they do where the lily pads and that grow, we have a company that goes out and takes care of that. And they, you know, they tell them, somebody said that in Carefree, they don't have the problem because they drain the water down and then the frost kills it off, so they don't have that issue. But I don't know, we do, and we have them coming. And again, Remington and Vernick, the township engineers, have, since February, have been waiting for them to get back to me to check the floodgates on Jamaica, which they told me they did Jamaica a couple of years ago, and that should be good for 20 years. Now they're doing on Bimini, and they're supposed to be coming to me to Bannier. They're supposed to be going out and inspecting them, because on Bimini, there's a crack in the spillway, and they're supposed to be checking that too. And they're supposed to get back to me with all that, and then they said they're gonna decide what we're gonna be responsible for, what they're gonna be responsible for. But either way, whatever they have to do, they're doing it, and they'll charge whoever they have to charge for it later. It's gotta be done, so. I think I have a good idea, because I think a lot of it's behind Michael. So Michael has that water behind him as well. And I know on Bimini.
Judy, Michael's on the brook. Michael's not on the pond. It's me over here, Carol.
Oh, there.
Michael's on the brook. He's
Oh, there you
not
go.
on the pond. He's on the little creek. She's on the other side of Bimini where the pond is huge.
I think that's where the spillway is, though, on Bimini, right?
Yes, there's a spillway on the bridge. Yes,
Right.
Yes, on the bridge.
So she's
Yeah,
on the
that-
other side, yeah. Well, what is the name of that hydro place?
We have a company that we do pay. They're supposed to be going out and doing all these. So now that you brought it to our attention, obviously if we don't know they're not doing their job, we can't do nothing about it. So you brought it to our attention, so now we'll make sure they are going out and doing it.
Princeton?
Yeah.
Didn't you say we told you? Sure?
Pat Riley, and I just have a question about fencing, because I find it confusing, or the patio.
Where?
I think it's a castle model, maybe, I don't know, with the Castle Harbor. I don't have a sunroom, so I have a little patio where I go out the back door. And
Right.
eventually I'll ask for modification for a fence around it. But are you saying that, with approval, for instance, can you extend your patio to the length of your house?
No.
The width.
Yes,
Yes, you can put a patio.
You can have it the width of your house, yes.
Oh, the width, I'm sorry.
The width.
Okay. So with approval, you can extend it to the width of the
Yes.
house.
Right.
But can you also, let's just say if you wanted to leave the grass, you can also put the fence around? Oh,
Yes.
just the patio part?
correct.
You
Right.
put the fence?
No, you can go out from the sides of your house, the width of your house. You can go from the width of your house out 15 feet, providing you don't have an addition.
Right.
If you have an addition, then it's got to be from that.
Of course.
From your original house, you can go out 15 feet with a fence 4 foot high, but you can't go out beyond the sides of the house. It's got to be in line with the side of the house, on each side. And you can put a patio the whole width of the house.
Oh, I didn't, okay, I thought you could only do the patio part.
No, you can go, the patio can go the whole width of the house, and the patio can go out 14 feet.
Oh, okay.
Off your back of your house.
All right.
And you can fence that whole patio in with a 4-foot fence.
Virginia Thorne, I just have a suggestion about the website. When you open up the menu and you drop down to vote, etc., you've got it in an awful dark blue. And it's very hard to read the lettering underneath it. Maybe the next visit to the website, you can lighten that color a bit. It's very hard to read. I've had to look, I've been doing IT for many years and I couldn't even see it myself. Just a suggestion to
No,
lighten.
no, you know, you're not the only one that said that. That particular page, when you open up the website, is the only page we do not have control over. So what we need to do is redesign, say we want a different color, we want whatever, and they will redesign it, the company that actually is maintaining the site, let's say that. Every other page we can control, but that one particular page where the drop-down menus are, you know, we can tell them we want to definitely get the menus better to read. It takes a little bit of time, we'll be working on it. I'm just trying to get information on there now as it comes along. And then, you know, one of the good things about the website itself, where I do have the bylaws on there and different things on there, they'll always be on there. Okay, so it's not like, you know, you have to go hunting anymore. You can actually go there, download the documents that you want, whether it be a complaint form or whatever, you can fill them out right there and just hit submit, and it comes right to one of us. And if it's a grass situation, it'll go to Sam, or tree situation, it goes to Matt. Okay, so it's an advantage. It's gonna take us a little bit of time, but I think that, you know, a year, 2 years down the road, it's definitely gonna be a big advantage to the way the share owners can interact with the board.
Make a motion.
Any more questions? Okay, we have some Mitchell. Who's that? Who was that?
You. Who was that?
You two.
Too close.
Okay, I'm making a motion that we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Second. Okay, everybody, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
If you have any questions, don't hesitate to come in and ask.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll see you guys on Friday.
Okay, dear.
I'm not working Friday.
Okay.
Bring your spatula.
Well, we're gonna do hamburgers.
No.
We have to make sure we
Who's
call that
this?
hydro company tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
They get
Princeton
paid
Hydro.
from twice